27-year-old Chelsea Crossland has been arrested for the murder and abuse of her 5-year-old son, as well as molestation charges of her 9-year-old daughter. Events unfolded at around 11:30 p.m. on the 24th of March 2022, when the authorities responded to a call of an unresponsive boy at an apartment located at 689 Southwestern Avenue in Portland, Indiana. When first responders arrived at the filthy and unkept apartment, the child was already dead. He was only found in his diaper and had contusions and abrasions all over his body and face, and he appeared to have been malnourished. The mother told the investigators that her son Christian had a fall in the home and lost consciousness. An autopsy completed the following day determined that the boy died of blunt force trauma to his head and mouth, which were injuries consistent with a beating. It was also stated that the boy was so emaciated and dehydrated that he failed to thrive. The authorities said that Chelsea withheld food from him for days at a time. She also previously told the boy's father that she wished the little boy was dead. Her 9-year-old daughter told investigators that Chelsea beat, spanked and choked her brother with her hands and other objects as punishment. She added that Chelsea did not seek immediate help when Christian lost consciousness, but instead spoke about disposing of his body. The girl also told investigators that Chelsea had molested her since she was 7. Chelsea was arrested and faces murder, neglect, abuse and molestation charges. She's held at the Jay County Jail on a $100,000 bond. 24-year-old Samajas Short, who's been convicted of fatally shooting a 2-year-old baby in the head, has been killed in prison by a gang of inmates. The attack on Samajas occurred just before 2:15 p.m. on the 29th of March 2022 at the Birdie Correction Center in Windsor, North Carolina. Samajas was attacked by the group when he was in the housing area of the prison. Emergency workers at the prison performed life-saving measures until paramedics arrived, but he was pronounced dead at 2:37 p.m. Several other inmates were wounded in the attack, but sustained non-life-threatening injuries. At the time of his death, Samajas had been serving a 31-year sentence for the 2014 murder of 2-year-old Diana Anderson. The shooting was in retaliation to Diana's uncle Teddy Anderson Jr. He was wanted at the time for killing someone he knew. 22-year-old ambulance worker Jason Anderson has been arrested for sexually assaulting and soliciting sex acts from a teenage patient as she was being transported to a Los Angeles, California hospital. The events unfolded on the 25th of March 2022 after a girl fell sick at school for an undisclosed medical emergency and the paramedics were contacted. She was placed into the back of the ambulance alone with Jason while another male drove the vehicle. According to the victim, while being transported to the hospital, Jason asked her name and age and asked if she was sexually active, which she replied no. She then said what really concerned her was that he kept pressing the subject. He then started his attack by forcibly kissing and groping her, and restrained her legs while he sexually assaulted her. She said that he bragged about other victims he had assaulted, saying that there were other young women he did stuff with, and that he had a new girl every week. He was arrested and charged with sexual battery and penetration by force, and was released on a $75,000 bond. His employer, the American Medical Response Transportation Company, placed Jason on administrative leave while the matter is investigated,